You probably think I've fallen on my head or something like that.
Finally, come to your senses, yes. That looks great. Minced meat, fantastic.
Yeah, minced meat. But it's not, though, is it? This is vegetarian mince. This is vegan mince.
There's no such thing as vegan minced meat.
Feel it, look at it. Explore it.
It looks like real minced meat. It smells like chocolate.
Does it?
It does. It smells like chocolate.
Oh, it does smell a little bit like chocolate. Well, yes, this is vegan mince. Now, these kind of pseudo meats are going to become very, very popular. There's even little globules of fat, which has been used by coconut oil to get that. Sometimes there's even beetroot juice to imitate the blood.
Globules of what?
Globules of fat. I know. And it's also made from, it can be a bunch of different things, from mushroom to almonds to a wheat protein. But this one is a soy protein here. So if you are gluten-free, just make sure you turn the packet around to see if there is any wheat in that one. So enough about this. Let's get this cooking, shall we? So a nice amount of extra virgin olive oil, and you cook it just like mince as well. So nice splush in there. Some onions, some garlic we'll start off with.
Now, you normally brown it off like you're using regular meat?
Exactly. I want you to just treat it like you're using regular meat. Like I said, this is a twist. I'm doing a spaghetti bolognese. I'm simply making it vegan, which is a bit different, isn't it?
I think there must be a law about that. So you couldn't do that in Italy. Bolognese without meat, my goodness. They'd be hounding you out of the country. They'd cancel your passport. They'd throw you out, lock you up in chains, whatever you have to do. Export you to the foreign land.
Well, this is what's going to be interesting as the years go on, because this is actually quite expensive at the moment as well. I'm sure the cost will come down, but I think what's also going to happen is, the conversation is going to happen is, can we call it meat? Can we call it mince? And we have to have a little conversation about that when it comes.
No conversation to be had.
Wow.
It's a fake product made to look like meat to fool people. But, you know, I'll give it a go. It might taste good. It might be good for you. It might be healthy. But it's not going to taste like
I
meat.
love your open mind. That's fantastic. Now, mushroom is great, actually, as well, because it does have a little bit of texture of meat. So if this really isn't for you, you could do this bolognese without this and just use that lovely mushroom there, or even eggplant.
Now, Rosie, if I was making a bolognese for you, I know you don't eat meat, so I would make a bolognese with pureed up capsicum, with mushrooms, zucchini. I'll puree up the vegetables and then cook them like a bolognese. That's what I would do for you. For me, cooking fake meat just doesn't seem to cut it. But, you know, it's all about the flavour and the texture, and if it wins in that respect, well, then maybe you might win me over.
It's like an experiment for us today, isn't it?
so.
And I think that's sometimes what cooking is about. It's about experimenting, because you might surprise yourself there too. So a bit of mushroom and some capsicum and a bit of carrot there as well. Now, you can change up the veggies in your bolognese as well, but this is just a nice, classic, small diced bolognese that can feed a family. So it's a great little twist on a classic. Now, while that is cooking up, I have some gluten-free pasta here. So if I'm going the whole hog and I'm doing vegan, I may as well go gluten-free. Only needs about 8 to 9 minutes in some nice, well-salted water.
In it goes.
In we go, yep. And just move that around to make sure it doesn't stick together. OK, we have everything we need in there. So I've got some dried oregano and a bit of dried thyme here as well. Nice pinch of salt. 1 tablespoon of tomato paste, just to richen things up. And 2 cups of passata here as well, just tomato passata, which is basically concentrated tomato. In there, a good amount of cracked black pepper. You can't have bolognese without that stuff. And we're going to let this just cook. But really, it only needs about 10 minutes. Remember, this isn't actually meat.
By the time the pasta's ready, the sauce should be ready. We'll put some basil in it and it'll be ready to go.
You've got it. Can't wait for this. Well, it's time.
It looks great, Rosie.
It does look good, doesn't it?
A really chunky, you know, heavy sort of sauce.
That's it. I am going to do it British style. I want some pasta first and then a big blob of bolognese.
In Australia, or the Italians, we put the sauce with the pasta and then we put it on top.
So a nice amount on there. I just want to try this mince and see what I think.
Yep.
Bit of vegan parmesan, because we're going to do it. Let's do it properly. This is made out of cashews, this one.
It's got the same look as parmesan.
Bit of basil, First of all, it looks exactly the same, doesn't it?
You know, it's too many veggies in it for a kid, but for me and you eating it, it's a nice bolognese. It's got that nice look to it with lots of veggies in there, lots of herbs. You know what? You can't really tell it's meat, or you can't really tell it's not meat. It's just like a little bit of... It's got the grain or the texture of mincemeat without a lot of flavour. I can't say there's a lot of flavour in it. All the flavours come from the basil and all the things you put in there.
I had to have a second taste to just see what I really thought. Oh, I didn't think I was going to like it. The texture's okay. It's all right for me.
But for you who wouldn't normally eat mincemeat, it's not something you would either go for or have anything to do with any of that texture, do you think that's something you would cook again?
It's a good thing, and I think I would, just because it's a nice form of complete protein for me to have. Bulks out a meal a little bit more. I'm actually quite impressed. What about you?
Well, next time you come to my place, I'm making you spaghetti bolognese my way with this mince.